Well, good morning. I'm Jagendra Rana. The topic for our discussion today is Lord Rama. Lord Rama. See, the Lord Rama is mentioned in Ramayana or Ramcharitmanas, the holy book of Hindus. And the Ramayana was composed by Maharishi Valmiki ji. Later it was composed by Tulsidas ji, which was named as Ramcharitmanas. But there are few interesting facts about the Lord Rama. Lord Vishnu has incarnated on earth so many times. But Lord Rama is one of the most famous and seventh incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He incarnated on earth in a human form. So Lord Rama was a Suryavanshi, as he is a descendant of Lord Surya, and he belongs to Ishkavakshu dynasty. So Lord Rama accepted exile for 14 years to fulfill his father's promise and went to forest for 14 years. As per Ramcharitmanas, once Vishwamitra asked his father to take him to his ashram to kill the demons, which were impossible to kill for any other normal person. When Rama was there in the court of King Janak, he lifted the bow effortlessly and discharged it and broke it inadvertently. So the sound of this breaking made the earth tremble with the sound of thunder. It was impossible for anyone who were there in the court to lift the bow and break it. When Lord Rama was in exile and searching for his wife goddess Sita, then he came across Shabri, who was waiting for Lord Sri Ram for so many years. So Shabri offered him fruit after checking whether they are ripe and sweet. And Lord Rama happily ate the half-eaten bear, jute that you can call, of Shabri after seeing her great devotion for him. So Lord Rama asked Lakshman to seek the blessings of Ravan when he was on his deathbed, as he was a Brahmin and also a great scholar. Lord Shiva always chanted Lord Rama's name in meditation. And once Goddess Parvati asked him that why he always chanted Lord Rama's name, and then he said reciting the name of Ram thrice is equal to reciting the names of thousands deities. Lord Rama's name was given by Maharishi Vishwamitra, the guru of Raghuvanshi. The word Ram has a significant meaning as it is composed of two Bij Aksharas, that is the Agni Bij R-A, Ra, and the Amrit Bij Ma, M-A. So the Lord Rama rescued Ahilya when he was in exile and turned back her to the normal human form just by brushing his feet against the rock. Feet against the rocks. So Rama is one of the most widely worshipped Hindu deities, considered the epitome of moral virtues and royal conduct. Although there are three Ramas mentioned in Indian tradition: Parshurama, Balrama, and Ramchandra. So the name is specifically associated with Ramchandra, the seventh incarnation avatar of Vishnu. His story is told briefly in the Mahabharata, great epic of the Bharat dynasty, and the great length in the Ramayana, Rama's journey, and in many other texts from South Asia and Southeast Asia, where he holds a strong religious and cultural significance. So while known in Sanskrit and in many other languages as Rama, he is commonly referred to as Ram in North Indian languages such as Hindi, that deletes the final A sound. The story of Rama is, the core of Rama's story is, as detailed in the Ramayana, begins in the city of Ayodhya, where Rama is the firstborn son of King Dasharatha and Queen Kaushalya. As a member of the royal and martial Kshatriya Varn social class means he displays his mettle as a great archer early on by defeating Daman, threatening to disrupt the performance of his sacrifice and by stinging a giant bow belonging to Shiva. So by that feat he wins his wife Sita. Regarded as the most wise and virtuous of the king's sons, he is chosen as heir. However, the queen Kekai owed a boon by Dasarath, request that her son Bharat be crowned and Rama banished to the forest for 14 years. Rama, ever the obedient son, complies and journeys off to the forest accompanied by Sita and his brother Lakshman, much to the chagrin of the kingdom's people. So in the forest, the trio is approached by the female demon Rakshasas, Supankha, who offers herself in marriage to Rama. Rama refuses and she is mutilated by Lakshmana. She retreats to the island city of Lanka and tells her story to her brother, the 10-headed demon king Ravan. So the Ravan, hearing of Sita's beauty, decides to steal her away from Rama. He tricks the wandering trio through disguises and abducts Sita. So as a forlorn Rama seeks his wife, he encounters a kingdom of monkeys and enlists the aid of Hanuman, their commander. So together with Hanuman and his monkey army, Rama builds a bridge to Lanka. In a great battle, Rama kills the demon Ravan. Rama is initially hesitant to take Sita back because he suspects her of infidelity, but she proves her chastity in a trial by fire. So Rama, Lakshmana, Sita and Hanuman return to Ayodhya where the years of exile having elapsed. Rama is crowned king and rules over a prosperous kingdom. Our doubts of Sita's fidelity during her imprisonment in Lanka persist, and Rama vanishes her. Pregnant with Rama's twin sons Lava and Kush, Sita finds refuge in the hermitage of the sage Valmiki. So the reputed author of the Ramayana itself, Valmiki, teaches the poetic tale of Rama to Lava and Kush, which the latter recite to their father at a sacrifice. Sita joins the crowd and Rama again requests that she prove her fidelity in front of the people assembled and various deities in attendance. She makes a vow that if she never thought of any man but Rama, may her mother, the earth, create a chasm for her. So the ground opens up, a throne arises, and she is immediately swallowed into the earth, much to Rama's dismay. At the end of his life, according to the last book of the Ramayana, Rama meets with sage who informs Rama of his divinity as an incarnation of Vishnu and requests that Rama is sent back to heaven to be with the gods. So in the earliest layers of the textual traditions, Rama is more human than divine. But by the time of the final compilation of the Ramayana in the early centuries, he was considered to be an incarnation of Vishnu. He has been regarded as entirely divine in subsequent versions of the story, and in popular belief there was, however, probably no special worship of him before the 11th century, and it was not until the 14th and 15th centuries that distinct sects appeared venerating him as the supreme god, notably that of the followers of the Brahman Ramananda. So Rama's popularity was increased greatly by the retelling of the Sanskrit epics in the vernaculars, such as Tulsidas celebrated Avadi Hindi version, the Ramcharitmanas, the secret lake of the acts of Rama, and the Tamil incarnation by Kampana, as well as innumerable oral variants and dance dramas. So Rama and Krishna are also an incarnation of Vishnu were the two most popular recipients of adoration from the bhakti groups that swept the country during the time. During that time, in sculptures, Rama is typically represented as a standing figure holding an arrow in his right hand and a bow in his left. So the whole country is currently basking in the festivities of Ramanavami, one of the largest festivals celebrated across India. Ramanavami commemorates the birth anniversary of Lord Rama. Ramanavami is observed by the Hindu community with a lot of pomp and grandeur. Grand processions are taken out in the streets and people remind each other of the virtues of Lord Rama. The Lord Rama, the eldest son of King Dasharatha, was believed to have been born in Ayodhya, Uttar Pradesh. Ramanavami coincides with the 9th day of Chaitra Navratri this year. On Mahanavami of Chaitra Navratri, Ma Siddhiratri is worshipped. Kanya Pujan or Kanja Ke is also performed on this day as we celebrate the auspicious day of Ramanavami. Here are a few interesting facts about Lord Rama. Lord Rama is believed to be the seventh incarnation of the Lord Vishnu according to Hindu mythology. Lord Brahma is the creator of the universe, Lord Vishnu is the preserver, and Lord Shiva is the destroyer. So according to Maharshi Valmiki Ramayana, Lord Rama was born on the 9th day of Shukla Paksh of Chaitra month in the Treta Yuga. His oldest deity who is worshipped in the human form. There are temples in the country where Lord Rama is not worshipped as a deity but as a king. According to Ramayana, Lord Rama ruled the kingdom for 11,000 years. This period is known as the Ram Rajya. Lord Rama went into exile at the age of 25 for 14 years. For 14 years, he returned from exile after defeating Ravan. Lord Hanuman wanted to protect Kashi king Yayati and hence he fought against Lord Rama. So to help the king, Lord Hanuman chanted Ram Nam and hence the arrows of Rama had no effect on him. Ramayana is an integral part of our culture and tradition, however it is equally significant in many Asian countries such as the Thailand, Malaya, Indonesia, Cambodia, Burma, Philippines, Nepal and Sri Lanka. Lord Rama is worshipped in these countries as well. The Hindu feature Ramanavami as their great festival. Dasara in the month of Ashwin, September, October marks Rama's defeat of Ravan as part of the celebration. Ravan is often burned in effigies. Finally, the very popular festival of lights, Diwali, in the month of Ashwin and Kartik, October and November. While often associated with the goddess Lakshmi, is considered in some regions to commemorate the return of Rama and his return to Ayodhya. So Lord Rama as such is the most famous god of India, and a number of festivals are celebrated on his names because Lord Rama was named 11 days after his birth by sage Vasishtha. And Vishwamitra imparted the knowledge of two lethal weapons known as Bala and Atibala to Lord Rama. Lord Rama invoked a weapon known as Manavastra to kill a demon named Subhahu. The force of the weapon flung Subhayu 100 miles away into the ocean. Indra gave a bow, a large sword, and two inexhaustible quivers to sage Agastya. Lord Rama later received these weapons from Agastya. So, on seeing Lord Rama for the first time, Sugriv was afraid and fled towards a mountain called Malaya. Lord Rama eventually met Sugriv atop Malaya mountain. So the ape showed Sita's ornaments which he had earlier collected from the ground. Lord Rama lifted the skeleton of Dundubi and hurled it 100 yojans away to impress Sugriv with his valor. Lord Rama performed another miraculous feat. He picked up his bow and affixed a golden arrow. He shot the arrow from his bow and made it to penetrate 7 sala trees. So the arrow then penetrated the ground and quickly returned to him. Ravana's aerial vehicle, known as the Pushpak Viman, was placed atop Trikuta mountain after Ravana was slain. Vibhishana presented the Viman to Lord Rama. When Lord Rama returned to Ayodhya, he distributed 30 crores of gold coins to the Brahmins of Ayodhya. Upon Indra's request, Vayu gave Lord Rama a golden garland which was decorated with 100 lotuses. Upon Lord Rama's request, Sita took off the pearl necklace from her neck and gave it to Hanuman. These are some lesser known facts about the Lord Rama from Ramayana. So, like the Western news, the name Rama, seers believe that Ram Nam or name of the Lord Rama is a mantra or sacred vibration. It is derived from two mantras, Om Namo Narayana and Om Namo Shivaya. In simple words, Ra from Ashtoram, 8 letters, Narayana mantra, and Ma or M from Panchachari, 5 letters mantra. So mystic Vedic astrology believe that regular chanting of Narayana mantra appears Lord Mercury does Shiva mantra that pacifies Jupiter. So everyone knows it was mantra on whose advice Kekai sought Rama's exile. It is said that when Sri Rama was a child, he once playfully hit Mantra's hunchback with his play toy, and that Mantra sought revenge through Kekai. When Sri Rama and Sita were dwelling in the forest, they had a swimming race in a lake where Lakshman was the referee. Rama was initially swimming faster than Sita. When he realized Sita was unable to keep up with his speed, he then voluntarily slowed down and let her finish first. He later told Lakshman that he always wants to see her win and be happy. Thank you very much.